All right, welcome back to the quick little news of the day video here for you guys. Some pretty exciting stuff going on today. Some stuff that we've been anticipating for the past little while now, past few days. One thing I will say about this day is I did not have to change the date on the board today. If you know, you know. But yeah, all of this news pretty much coming out from Southeast Asia. It's been a pretty busy day here as opposed to some of the other regions that have been quite quiet these past couple days. First little bit of news, something that we've been anticipating for a little while now, and that is 23savage officially out of T1. We knew that this was going to be happening just based off of a lot of leaks and teases from members of the team, mainly Kuku. We just didn't know when it was going to be happening. There was a lot of skepticism about whether or not T1 was going to be actually making this change before or after those regional playoffs, which are just about a week and a half away. And it seems that they have made the executive decision to make this kick now, which means that they're going to be having to replace 23savage within the next few days, as again, those regional playoffs are just about a week and a half away. And again, a lot of the rumors and a lot of the leaks are leaning towards that Ana is going to be the one joining T1. No confirmation as of yet, but that has been heavily rumored to this point. So wouldn't exactly come as a shock at this point, but it would still be very exciting to see Ana back into the pro scene and in a completely different region nonetheless. We obviously heard rumors that Ana might be or was trying to reach out to IG to join their team in the offseason, but didn't end up finalizing that. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, again, no confirmation, but still pretty exciting. And as for 23savage, we heard in his statement that he made after he joined the Ulti agency, which again is not a team, it's an agency for the actual pro players with other players involved such as Taiga and Aramis and Misery, I believe. I could be wrong about Aramis, but Misery's in there. And he talked about how his main goal is to join a team that has the potential to make deep runs in majors and tournaments and ultimately win TI. He wants to be with a team that he has a lot of confidence in, that he's able to grow with and become one of the best teams and best players of all time. And so that kind of limits his pool. He obviously has that potential. We've seen how good 23savage is as an individual player, but it does limit the pool of teams that he is capable of joining. It is still early in the season, so there's still a lot of potential for some new teams to really come in and start building momentum. But you have to imagine that he's mainly going to be looking at some of the best teams to be trying to join in for this next upcoming DPC tour. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Pretty exciting news here, and I'm really anticipating the next couple days of news here. Next up, moving, well, still actually in Southeast Asia, we have TNC Predator parting ways with OB.Neon. Obviously, TNC Predator did not exactly have the best tour. They may have maybe anticipated not having as good of a tour as they used to have in previous tours because of the new dynamic that they kind of approached this tour with bringing in a lot of younger, more inexperienced players, bringing them together on a roster with a small amount of players that have been around the scene for quite a long time, like Febby, and seeing if that team could kind of come together and gel with time and become a very solid new stack of players. Something very similar to what we saw with OG. However, the downside of this is this looked a lot more like Alliance's season than it did OG's, where the team didn't really feel like it was coming together at any point. It was a little bit rough here and there, and ultimately it really felt like the team had started to crumble a little bit, and now we're having players starting to leave. So we'll see if TNC starts to turn things around, if maybe they want to throw together a more traditional style roster where it's just kind of full of those names that you're used to hearing in the pro scene, with maybe throwing in a couple new players as opposed to an almost full roster of new players. But we'll see what they end up approaching this with in the new, in the lower division of Tour 2, as, again, now they're going to have a slot to fill. And for OB.Neon, we'll see where he ends up. Again, all of this news happening in Southeast Asia, meaning that there's a lot of possibilities for movements for OB.Neon now. And jumping into the next little bit of news, these two stories being kind of related because we have Hustla kind of making some shuffles. First little bit of news is that Hustla is going to be out of OB.Neon for the next week. He's not officially placed on an inactive squad or out of the team, but he is going to be sitting out for the next week as OB.Neon is in some sort of outside tournament outside of the DPC. He's going to be getting replaced by Jing for that following week, and that is because he's going to be filling in for Army Geniuses, who are also taking place in a tournament outside of the DPC right now. However, Lim, the player that he's replacing right now, has been placed on an inactive roster, meaning that Lim is not just gone a week, and they don't just need Hustla for a week. They might be looking to keep Hustla for an extended period of time, which is a little bit I won't say strange, but you know, we know that OB.Neon didn't exactly have the most success in this past tour. They had been doing very, very well in outside tournaments, but they weren't really able to replicate that in the DPC. And so maybe Hustla is looking to make a change. It does strike me as a little bit odd that he's looking towards a team like Army Geniuses, who not only are a lower division team, but were definitely a lower tier lower division team as well. They were one of the teams that was near relegation at the end of the season. And we'll see where he goes from here. Again, all kind of curious because Lim is on an inactive squad while Hustla is only supposed to be gone from the team for a week. We'll see how it ends up going from here. And last little bit of news, this one being actually game related, which is not something I usually cover. I don't usually talk about stuff like gameplay patches or battle passes and stuff like that. But I feel like with all of the controversy around the pro scene the past couple weeks, I feel it's kind of necessary to talk about as we finally have a date for when the new gameplay patch is going to be coming out, and that is going to be February 23rd. We knew that it was going to be taking place after our regional playoffs, which of course are ending on February 20th, but now we have an actual concrete date, which is nice to work with, as you know, it's just the start of what we should be expecting from Valve when it comes to communication about the game, patches, or really anything to look forward to. And hopefully this is the start of a more open dialogue with Valve. So yeah, exciting news. We're finally going to be getting a new patch. This should be a very, very large patch, as we have not yet received our usually yearly or annual mega patch that comes after TI. It has been a very, very long time that we've been playing on the same patch, and it's going to be nice to see us shake things up. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to, let me know if you guys have anything in specific that you want to see in the new patch. If you have any thoughts about anything I talked about in this video, where do you think 23savage is going to end up? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Sources, as always, in the description down below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow with another video.